Welcome to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show, a real estate investment program. Listen and learn how to use real estate to build wealth and passive income streams for you and your family. We bring you experts every day to discuss and answer your questions on everything from single-family homes all the way up to 600-plus unit apartment complexes. And now, the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Welcome to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show, where, as always, we're working on your financial freedom. My name's Mike Harrison, and it's my privilege to be joining you today, and I want to thank you for tuning in. Well, what a ride, what a crazy ride 2021 has been, my friends. Do we live in interesting times or what? There's an old English toast, may you live in interesting times. And I promise you, I've taken more than one shot to that toast. My family on my father's side is English. I've heard my father say it, and I've heard my grandfather say it. What's really ironic when you think about that phrase is that the uninteresting times are really, those are the times of peace and prosperity, really no major changes. And I'm a bit of a history nut, and if you look back, the exciting stuff is when there was always the war, the massive change, the turmoil, the new age coming upon, right? The Bronze Age squeezing out the Iron Age, and so on, the Industrial Revolution. But there was always the turmoil, the change, the uncertainty, the fear. So when I look at that phrase, may you live in interesting times, honestly, I don't know if that's a toast or a curse. I think we live in interesting times. If you look at it from our point of view, really it'll be the historians that judge that for us 100+ years from now. They'll look back and only the high points really stand out. But when you're at ground zero and you look around, well, I'm seeing just in the last few years, endless wars in the Middle East. You'll never solve a war where religion's involved, honestly. The COVID pandemic, that's never going to go away, friends. I'm telling you right now, get used to it. There's an entire group of folks that never want COVID to go away, but it's going to be here forever. It's a flu. We'll just have to learn to live with it and deal with it. Craziest presidential election in the history of the United States. I don't care where you stand. It was nuts. You have to admit there was a lot of unique peculiarities on that. It was an anomaly. Let's say that. There are, right now, as we speak, there's internment camps in Australia. I know that may be hard to believe. Look it up. Of course, it's for the greater good, right? There's draconian lockdowns in Europe. There's people wanting us to go back to lockdowns here in the United States. There's vaccine mandates. They're talking about a vaccine passport. You need one to travel. Open borders. Yeah, we've got open borders. Russia and China potentially starting a major war. Looks like they want to. Runaway inflation, censorship. I can go on and on. Yeah, these are interesting times from my vantage point. Do you ever think that things are out of control and there's nothing you can do about it? Everything I mentioned prior, doom and gloom, I'm going to tell you right now, all of that is unsustainable. Our times will only get more interesting if you're picking up what I'm putting down. You know what else, though? People will always need a home. That fact has been true in good times and bad, in interesting times and uninteresting times. It has been true for hundreds of years. And the good thing for me, well, I'm in that business of providing clean, functional housing to great residents. That just happens to be the business I'm in. Quite honestly, I've never slept better or been in more control of my life than I am right now. And you know what? 2022 may turn out to be even nuttier and, quote, more interesting than 2021. But financially, it will be better. Why? Because I continue to invest. I continue to grow my passive income. I continue to grow the cash flow that comes to me monthly and quarterly. As my investments mature, We cash those out and we turn one asset into two assets into four into eight, and so on. Today, I'm a partner in over 3,000 doors of real estate. Next year, it will be greater than that. But you know where I was in 2011, 10 short years ago? I owned one door of real estate, and I owned that door of real estate for 2 years. I sat on that property for 2 years. I didn't know what I didn't know. By 2017, I was in the right direction, especially after finding Lifestyles Unlimited and getting educated. I owned 11 rental properties. Today's better than yesterday. Tomorrow will be better than today. What is holding you back from getting started? Later in this show, I'm going to go into reasons why passive income is such a game changer, my friends. Not just financially, but mentally. You want to give yourself the ability to cut through all that craziness in society and around the world today and one tribe arguing with the other tribe? Walk away from it. Walk away. Tune out. Passive income will enable you to tune out. It will enable you the peace of mind. It will enable you the ability to sleep better at night, knowing that you can provide for yourself, that you can provide for your family, that you have the means, the financial means, to make a solid investment in the peace, love, joy, health, and happiness in life, because that's really what it's all about. I'm going to close this show as we close out 2021. I'm going to close this show out with what you can do right now to start that process of building your real estate portfolio, taking control of your life, adding some inner peace to these interesting times. We'll be right back. My name's Mike Harrison. This is the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. Now, let's get back to your map to financial freedom.
Welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Mike Harrison. If you have any questions at all about real estate investment, how to get started, about Lifestyles Unlimited, I'm here to help. I do respond to each and every email I get personally. Please feel free to reach out to me. My email address is askmike@luinc.com, askmike@luinc.com. And if you miss any parts of this show, if you missed the first segment and you want to go back and pick it up, you'll find us on your favorite podcast app on your smartphone. Find the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show, download it, subscribe to it, listen to it in your free time. You can find us on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in Del Walmsley, type in Lifestyles Unlimited. You'll find us there. We have our own channel. And as always, you can find us at the website, lifestylesunlimited.com. Click on the radio button. You'll find this show as well as shows from the other host. So I'm a history nut, if you know me, and I was struck by an old English toast that I've heard my father and grandfather both say at different times. And the toast goes like this: may you live in interesting times. And it's a very ironic saying, quite honestly, because when you dig into it, the interesting times are the times of the greatest turmoil, the greatest uncertainty, whereas the uninteresting times are really the times of peace and prosperity. So if you're really wishing someone goodwill, you'd want to say, may you live in uninteresting times. In fact, it reminds me, if I fly somewhere for whatever reason, or my wife does, and they land, and we always call one another, hey, I made it. How was the flight? You always ask, how was the flight? Well, uneventful. That's typically what I'll say if it was a good flight, because that means nothing interesting happened, and that's kind of how you want it when you're flying on a plane. Now, when you look at society and the ups and downs and the natural swing, there's nothing unnatural about this. There's always an up and down. There is opportunity within turmoil. There always will be. There always has been. I'll prove it to you. There's a Chinese symbol for danger. Feel free to look this up. Chinese have thousands of symbols. It's essentially their alphabet, but their language is based on a series of symbols. And the symbol for danger also conveys opportunity. Interesting. No pun intended. If you go back, I don't know how old the Chinese culture is, but I think it's about 5,000 years old. So you're telling me for 5,000 years they've recognized that within danger there's opportunity? That's clever. That's something to think about. But you and I, we don't have to go back that far. We could look at 2008 to 2010. I think everyone here who lived through the housing meltdown will agree that those were interesting times. Maybe more interesting for some of you than others. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all. Because it was interesting in a lot of ways. A lot of people got hurt, and a lot of people made millions of dollars. When people couldn't sell properties or couldn't sell or get rid of their apartments, corporations were dumping apartments, mom and pops were trying to get out, they were upside down. Well, Del Walmsley and many other savvy real estate investors saw the opportunity, and they took that time to make millions of dollars. Houses at that time were zero out of pocket. If you can go buy a $150,000 house and put nothing down and walk away with the house and put a great resident and rent it, don't you think that would be a good deal? And if you don't understand how that works, feel free to email me, and I'll be happy to spell out exactly how that would work. But the fact was, well, there was the housing meltdown and people were losing their mortgages. What was going up? Rents. The percentage of people that were renting properties were going up. As I mentioned in the first segment, people will always need a place to lay their head at night. Will always need a place to live. Will always need a place to sleep. So while mortgages were getting wiped out, the people weren't going away. They still needed homes. They just, instead of owners, became renters. That was the opportunity in the turmoil. Now, what offsets or cancels turmoil and strife and uncertainty and fear of tomorrow? What is that? Well, my friends, in my house, it's passive income. The greater my passive income, the greater, essentially, it's almost like an insurance policy for tomorrow. I know that income is coming in monthly. I work every day to grow that income, essentially to grow my peace of mind. And if you don't know what passive income is, it's earnings from a rental property, a limited partnership, or another business in which a person is, and here's the magic word, not, N-O-T, not actively involved. That's the beauty of it. It works day in and day out behind the scenes. Here at Lifestyles Unlimited, we'll teach you how to retire in 3 to 5 years by creating passive income. Income not earned working in a job. Income that is earned by investing in cash-flowing assets. The assets pay you monthly and quarterly. It's completely different concept from what you've been taught your whole life, is that you need to work harder and trade your time for a job for money. But that message actually gets lost on a lot of people. It gets lost. Actually, the more successful someone is, I think it gets lost on those folks. I have friends that have 7 figures in their 401k and IRA, and I tell them, you could be retired in 2 to 3 years. And they think I'm from Mars sometimes, because these are very smart people. And the fact that mentally they haven't figured it out themselves, there's no way that the guy down the street can tell them that. Nah, there's got to be something to it, because if that was the case, everybody would do it, right? But we have some people that hear that message, and I think they tune out because they frankly don't believe that they could be financially free, doing what they want, when they want, with whom they want, wherever they want, on their time and terms. They just tune out. They don't believe it. I'll tell you this, we have a whole group of people within Lifestyles. It's almost a subgroup, and they call themselves deuces. Deuces for life. Deuces means two. This group retired in 2 years or less by following the Lifestyles education and investment model. 2 years or less. We'll tell you 3 to 5, but an entire group of folks that did it within 2. But where I want to go when we come back is I want to reach out to those folks that essentially tune out our message when they hear that we can retire you in 3 to 5 years. So if you don't believe that, I'm going to give you 6 additional reasons to create passive income in your life. 6 additional reasons, and retirement's not one of them. Now, retirement is the greatest. That's the ultimate. Retirement's a financial condition. It's what we all strive for, to have enough money to pay for what we need, what we require, and then we can live on our time and turn in the job. But I'm going to give you 6 additional reasons to create passive income when we come back, in no particular order, and I promise you, retirement's not one of them. My name is Mike Harrison. This is the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Listening to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show will change your life. We will teach you how to create wealth and passive income so you can be financially free. And now, back to your host.
Welcome back to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show, where, as always, we're working on your financial freedom. My name's Mike Harrison. I appreciate you tuning in. When I left off, I was talking about some reasons to create passive income above and beyond retirement, financial freedom. For us, that's really the ultimate reason why we create it, so that we can essentially buy our life back. But some people, for whatever reason, they just don't believe that they can really retire in 3 to 5 years, even though I see it all the time. I have a good friend here at Lifestyles Unlimited, and I believe he just walked away from his job, or is about to, so I'm not going to say his name, but you're listening. I know you are, and you've done great, and how exciting. Okay, 6 reasons to create passive income. Number 1, I call passive income W-2 wage insurance. It protects you against the layoff, the job change. Your job, you may feel like it's secure. I promise you that can change in 1 year, 6 months, 2 weeks. When you come back, a lot of job announcements happen in January. Welcome back. We're getting rid of purchasing. That division's good. We're subbing that out to a third party. Something like that, or the impossible transfer. We have moved procurement to Toledo, Ohio. So the Dallas office will be shutting down. Those of you that are here are more than welcome to move to Toledo, and we'll help you with that move. Tell me that doesn't happen. It happens all the time. People get fired. Companies get sold. New owners change things up. Companies merge. Wouldn't it be nice to have some of that W-2 wage insurance? I know you got an emergency fund. Why don't you have some wage insurance? I call that passive income. Extra $500 to $5,000 coming in every month. Think that would make you feel a little better? Passive income, number 2, passive income really doesn't go away if you're managing it. Yes, assets are sold, but if you're following the program the way I teach it, when they're sold, you reinvest those funds into more assets. So if you're active, if you're staying on top of it, your passive income really doesn't go away. I look at my passive income in timelines, depending on the properties I invest in. I look at them in 3 to 5 year timelines. I've got a couple that I know will be probably more in the 8-year range, but as long as you're continuing that reinvestment, John Pry, who's a super passive here at Lifestyles Unlimited, he's an Aggie. He's got a great way of phrasing things. He says, don't eat your seed corn. Seed corn's what the farmer uses to plant the field, right? Don't eat that. Put it back into the ground. Take your funds when they sell, reinvest it, so your passive income really doesn't go away and it continues to grow. Now, one of my favorite reasons to have passive income, here we go. The ability to bless others or to splurge. I set up an account for my wife's birthday a few years ago. I call it the Mad Money account. And really, it's a separate checking, and just I handle all the finances in our house. She deals with insurance, I deal with finance, okay? I think it's a fair trade. But it's Mad Money. It's just a little bit of money she gets every month. It occurs on the same day as her birthday, monthly. And she can do what she wants. Go get your nails done, get your hair done. If my daughters want to get their nails done, or if they want to go shopping one afternoon, here you go. You know, let's live a little. Life's about living. Or dinner out, right? Hey, you don't want to cook tonight? Honey, let's go grab a steak or something like that. That's always nice to do. Here's something. As my passive income has grown, we go on vacation. Let's upgrade the hotel room. Yes, living large. Let's live a little bit. Things like that. Slip your kid a few $100 when they need it, when they come home from school or when you see them. Bless others. Splurge. Donate to a charity. Donate to a political campaign. You have the money. Put $50 in the basket at church. Random acts of kindness. Pay for the lady in front of you's coffee at Starbucks. Stuff like that. That's a lot of fun. That's one of the main reasons I really, really enjoy passive income. Here's another reason to create some passive income in your life. Like it or not, one day you will not be able to work physically or mentally. Your body will just be broken. It happens. It's called getting old. It's a very humbling experience. So at that point, what do you have? You got your savings. You got Social Security. How solid is that? I don't know. It's not very much money. I know that, especially at the prices of groceries and everything else today, right? So you got savings and Social Security. Even worse, what if you're a financial burden on others? How humiliating. Talk about losing pride and honor. That would be tough. Passive income can help you offset that, no doubt. Here's another reason. Leave a legacy to your spouse, your children, nieces, nephews, charities. I told you that passive income doesn't go away. You're not spending the money when you put it in an investment. It's an investment. Those funds are there. They are continuing to mature. Setting that up will leave a very nice legacy for those that you care most about in your life. Quite possibly the most important reason number 6 to create some passive income in your life, especially in these interesting times. Hopefully you caught my first 2 segments. Mental peace of mind. Peace of mind. Knowing that money is coming in each and every month. For me, friends, it's as calming as having a hotel room on the beach, and I always try to get mine as close to the beach as possible because I can open the windows and I want to hear that wave crash every 5 to 7 seconds. There is nothing more soothing or calming, no greater sound than that crush of water at the crest of the beach. Every 5 to 7 seconds. That's what passive income is. It's mental peace of mind. You will sleep better at night. In my corporate days, I used to chase what we call in business an elephant. And if you don't know what an elephant is, it's a big account, big customer, big commissions, usually a lot of work to take care of these folks, but I was an elephant killer. And I went after them because at that time in my life, I needed the commission, needed it, counted on it. And I think sometimes that came out in my presentations. Nobody wants to be hunted. If they feel like they're hunted, they will run. You've got to take them down. You've got to take them down with savvy and skill and negotiation. But I was an elephant hunter. And many times I succeeded, but there was times I didn't succeed. And when you went back and you reevaluated, quite possibly there might have been a sense of desperation coming across, which is the worst possible emotion you can show in sales and negotiation. Now, with passive income as it's been added, I negotiate from the position of strength. I don't need the commission, but I know that elephant needs my product and my service. You'd be surprised at how the sales and commissions went up with the passive income in my life. They grew. It was liberating. Add some mental peace of mind to your life, my friends. My name is Mike Harrison. We're going to continue discussing passive income and offsetting these interesting times. This is the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show. It's time to turn up the volume and fine-tune your passive income plan so you can create the lifestyle you've always wanted.
Welcome back to the show. My name's Mike Harrison. I'm a real estate investor. I started 11 years ago. I became a member of Lifestyles Unlimited 8 years ago. Actually, 9 years ago. We're in a new year here. And I guess I need to update my math. But 9 years ago, I became a member of Lifestyles Unlimited. I'm happy to say I'm a partner in over 3,000 doors of clean, functioning real estate. It's the greatest decision I ever made in my life. How'd I get started? Well, for me, it was the radio show. Just like you're listening to me right now, I listened. Then I listened to the podcast a lot in my spare time, and took me forever, but I finally went to a workshop. Why don't you cut out the noise, my friends, and do something now to make your life better tomorrow? If you're interested in investing in real estate, at least look at how we do it and how we set up our assets and how we work this side, how we create this business. You can find that at lifestylesunlimitedworkshop.com, lifestylesunlimitedworkshop.com. It's interactive. It's not a video. Tune in, ask questions. If it's for you, if you like it, I suggest you join. We're running a special right now. That's givemetotalfreedom.com, givemetotalfreedom.com. If you use promo code SAVEBIG, that's all capital letters, and that's one word, SAVEBIG, SAVEBIG, we'll drop the price to $297 for 2 years. My friends, $297 is nothing to pay for the education and the program that we have. And I've had people that have masters and doctorates of finance that have taken our 2-day seminar and have told me it's the best financial class they've ever taken in their life. That's mind-blowing when you hear that from somebody speaking from that level. But there's concepts there that I promise you've never heard in your life that will be spilled to you. And I don't care what you do. I don't care how smart you are. There are concepts in that 2-day financial freedom seminar, I promise, that you're unaware of. Now, as we charge into 2022, what can you do now to make tomorrow better? Well, I just mentioned it, the workshop, but essentially start the process of creating passive income. You do that by investing in cash flowing assets. I gave you 6 reasons in the previous segment above and beyond the golden reason, retirement, right? Financial freedom. Financial freedom's a condition. Retirement is a financial condition. But you start the process. And what you'll learn in our workshop is the 5 ways we make money on a single-family property. That's part of what makes us successful. I used to think you can only make money one way on a rental property. You rent it, the resident pays the rent, and the extra money you have after you pay the principal, the interest, the insurance, and the taxes, the cash flow, theoretically that's yours. I did it in a self-directed IRA when I started, and I had to put that cash flow back into the IRA. So I didn't even have cash flow. I was making money zero ways to take. My IRA was making a little bit of money, but I wasn't making any money. But yeah, we make money 5 ways: cash flow, principal pay down, tax advantages, equity capture, and natural appreciation. I don't know if the appreciation we have right now is natural or unnatural, but it's real. In apartment communities, yes, we invest in multifamily apartment communities. There's a 6th way that you can make money. It's called forced appreciation. And really, an apartment community is a business, okay? It's a business, and it's not graded on value by square foot like a house. A house, you would look at houses and you'd say, okay, houses in this neighborhood are selling for $120 a square foot or $150 a square foot, $165. Whatever the neighborhood goes for, that's what that property is going to go for, okay? That's just how real estate is evaluated. But a multifamily apartment community, it's not real estate. It is, but it isn't. It is judged on value by net operating income and a capitalization rate. And those two together, you can predict the value of that property. So that's how the property is graded. But if you go into a property that's poorly managed, if you improve the cash flow, if you improve the bottom line, then the apartment value will go up. It will increase. We call that forced appreciation. It's the 6th way we make money in apartment communities. And essentially, if you think of, we've got a saying here at Lifestyles Unlimited, best product, best price. That means we want the nicest, best run asset in that market. Nicest, best run asset in that market. Okay, we're not blowing out everything else, but we want to be better than the competition. Best product, best price. And that's maximizing, that's forcing the appreciation. So as I said, we live in interesting times, at least from our vantage today, from ground level. What can you do to make the times a little less interesting, to essentially cut out some of that chaos? Well, you start the process by creating that passive income, as I mentioned. Some things you can do to get started right now, immediately. You've got a few days off. Do this right now. The workshop, I mentioned that. If you join Lifestyles Unlimited, you need to schedule your 2-day financial freedom seminar. It's held once a month at our various offices, and it's held live throughout the country. And you can just find it on the website, or once you join, you can get that schedule. But you're going to have to give up a Saturday and a Sunday. You're going to have to give that up. Now, it's also offered online, and it's 4 separate units, 4 4-hour sessions. But if you can attend in person, you're going to get a lot more out of it. I've personally done this 5 times. I need to do it again here in the next few months, and I will. But it's the 16-hour financial freedom seminar, as I mentioned, and you'll, at the end of that class, at the end of those 2 days, you'll have all the tools you need to begin your real estate business, to begin buying and purchasing assets, to begin adding that cash flow to your life. Another thing you can do right now, these are things that you can do right now. As you join, network, reach out to other members, reach out to people that are in the real estate community. Let them know that you are becoming a real estate investor. Talk to others. I have breakfast once a month with a group of like-minded individuals above and beyond Lifestyles Unlimited. It's just something we do. We're networking. We're sharing information. We're helping each other along the way. We're sharing best practices. Listen to the radio show. This isn't for my ego. I'm just one host. There's 5 hosts in total. I'm just one guy. So it's not for me. But it's because when I go way back to when I started this, I listened to the show all the time, and I got so much out of it. When I was traveling, I had to cover a lot of ground. I'd just dial up that podcast. I'd catch 3 or 4 as I went from one city to the next. It helped me quite a bit. You'd be surprised. Those of you not listening to the show all the time or only listening to it live, you've got to figure out how to get that podcast into your life. You've got a lot of drive time, perfect time to listen to it. Take a few moments and define your strategy. What do you want? What do you want? What level of passive income do you need? How are you going to get there? A house will pay you about $400 a month when set up. It's probably a little different in each market, but here in Texas, it's about $400 on average. You can find some that pay you more and some that pay you less. Or are you looking to add value? Are you looking for that big equity capture where you're going to hold that house for 2 years and then sell it and make a big chunk of change because you reposition that home? What is your strategy? Define it. What do you want? Reverse engineer it. Write down, where are you going to be at the end of year 1? Where are you going to be at the end of year 2? Where are you going to be at the end of year 3? Where do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? I do this all the time, my friends, all the time. Start looking at your net worth. Gather your funds. Understand what you have. Understand what you're going to deploy. How much is in your IRA? How much is in your 401k? Do you have any savings? What's in your home equity? Do you have a lot of home equity? Think about it. These are conversations. If you're married or if you have a partner or spouse, these are conversations you need to have with that individual. If you've got home equity, a ton of home equity, and it's dead, just sitting there, it's doing nothing for you. Sell stuff. I know you have that boat that you haven't been on in 6 months. I know you got that motorcycle that your uncle gave you that still doesn't run. You got a 66 Ford Mustang sitting in the garage. Maybe you want to keep that, actually. No, just kidding. But if you got to liquidate some stuff to create some funds, to create passive income, do it. Talk to your family. Share this with your family. Maybe they've got some assets that they can help you, essentially. That's what families are for. Borrow. Yes, I said it. Go find my show from December 6th of 2020. I give you situations where borrowing makes sense to invest. That's from December 6th of 2020. Set your goals. Stay focused. Important. Be optimistic. You must see yourself succeeding. Create that plan. And my friends, don't forget to celebrate the victories. Do something today your future self will thank you for. I want you to remember, it's not the money, it's the lifestyle. My name is Mike Harrison. See you next week, and make it a great day.
The Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional regarding your personal investment needs. Nothing presented on the Lifestyles Unlimited Real Estate Investor Radio Show constitutes an endorsement, recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or security.